Make thinking normal again, or make thinking great again. Why I state those statements is because we are divided mentally. And some people are too open to social programming through this system of taking our attention away from using our brains, being on automatic mode, being told what to do with our bodies, with our beliefs, with our politics, with our opinions. You know, if we get caught up into mainstream media, most likely you might. These are people on the lower end of utilizing their brains. I'm trying not to point out those people, but it's just people are open to suggestibility from key phrases that they keep on hearing day after day after day watching mainstream media, and they shape people's version of reality, because the purpose of the news is of shape the powers that bees control what they want you to believe, think. They want to create division. And they have created a system of suggestibility to the masses. You know, those who are able to think can see through the deception. You know, we just see how they sway public opinion. And sometimes the suggestions give people the wrong idea and they do stupid things. And they don't utilize their brain. Because when we believe in the reality the way we think it, we create circumstances that reinforce our belief even if it's delusional. And it's sad because there's people are supporting people who are known criminals, and they think they're just pushing them off in some gulag somewhere. And no, it's just people act like morons and they get fired from their jobs. You can have those opinions, but you don't celebrate. You know, it's just people said goofy things and didn't think there would be circumstances because it was messed up celebrating the passing of someone. And it's just like you gotta select your sources of information, you know, and it's hard for people to know what the truth is because you got one person saying this happened, this happened, this happened. You got this other people saying this and this and this. And so it's just, you know, there's like a website where it mounts the personal opinion or political leaning of these news sources, people are making apps for that. I don't want to do that because I see everything and I know what's BS and what's propaganda and stuff like that. And I don't let it bother me. I've read books. Sometimes you got to read books that give you an overview of how life works on Earth. Like, I've always been a seeker of truth. And I've always gotten what I need in life. Like, I grew up being young and dumb, like most people. And things that I've experienced help give me a broader perspective. I got strong Christian roots. I grew up, I was baptized a Lutheran, became a Catholic, and when I lived in the cities, I got baptized at this apostolic Spanish church. And so it's just like, plus I've had Bible studies, and it helped me understand the truth within the Bible and from a different perspective on something that I information that I acquired. As I said, I've always been a seeker of truth, and so I've been, I've studied it all, and like a lot of what I've learned is within the Christian Bible. So it's like I still have this Bible that this friend of mine gave me. It's in English and in Spanish, and so yeah, and I still have that Bible. It's my favorite Bible, and it's all highlighted. I have tabs for all the chapters and stuff like that. I could be a preacher, because there are good truths in the Bible that I could give sermons on, but not everyone wants to hear stuff like that. But it's just sometimes you can look at the Bible from a different perspective, still hold the beliefs of the Christian church, but it's just there's a lot of truth in there in how to lead a spiritual life, you know um, and it's more than just keep you doing good in life, being productive, but it just gives you common sense. Shall not steal, shall not murder, shall not commit adultery, worshiping false gods. And within this environment, you gotta be careful. You can break free from the humdingers. What I mean by that is just the distractions. Seek ye the kingdom of God, and all will be added unto you. What does that mean? Well, what does it mean to the people that sought the kingdom of God and all was given unto them, including prosperity? Well, just, being whole, being healthy, being the person that you're meant to be, be the person. Don't just be the day-to-day 9-to-5 drone. Learn about yourself. Step into your power. So I didn't want to make this too long of a video, but I was just out in God's country, wanted to make a quick video, and stay blessed, stay strong, start using your mind. And in the description, I got 3 primary activators, things that'll keep you healthy. one activates your body's antioxidant production. Like, yeah, it fights your oxidative stress, which what causes you to age and die. You know, I got Protandim, the original, used to be sold on CVS, Walgreens, places like that, GNC. But after this ABC primetime investigative report, I mean, sales shot through the roof, and I'm part of this great company that started, you know, roughly in 2009. But Dr. Joseph McCord created Protandim, and I'll have the link for that in the description. I got the liquid collagen, which activates your body's collagen production, and you know, it helps you out. Plus, I have the all natural for those that want to lose weight. I got the Mind Body JLP1 all natural. Doesn't, you don't have to stab yourself with a needle and have the negative side effects. And you can order that. Plus, I'm going to create a link where you can order all three together and help you get on your activation journey. This is Marshall B signing off.